Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt court taken into custody.
Really?
This hearing is absolute mayhem from beginning to end. Mr. McLeod is facing charges for assaulting a police officer. He attempts to claim that the court has no jurisdiction over him and pulls out the usual sovereign citizen routine. He constantly interrupts, shouts and throws around bogus legal jargon, but the judge shuts him down every single time. Things get extremely heated, and by the end the judge has no choice but to send him to a jail cell for the night. This hearing is both infuriating and hilarious to watch. This guy is unbelievably confident in his nonsense and then gets completely torn apart by the legal system. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
Do you understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law, before I accept that waiver, to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or a $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why I'm here, honestly.
Notice how composed this judge remains here. He genuinely tries to give Mr. McLeod an opportunity despite all the interruptions and nonsense. It's honestly almost impressive how much patience this judge demonstrates while Mr. McLeod continues to pretend he doesn't understand basic legal concepts. Let me know in the comments though if you think this guy is actually unhinged or if he's just putting on a performance to dodge accountability.
Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No.
Hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or a $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
The nature and cause of the action against me because we don't establish jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine?
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No, I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power. And the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So Mr. McLeod, you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face of 3 years in prison and or a $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney withdrew. Oh, shit.
Hang on, someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing them from the hearing.
Honestly, she's not wrong at all. This was such a raw and unfiltered moment, and you really can't help but laugh, and I genuinely don't know how the judge managed not to laugh there seriously, though. I mean, how does something like that even happen inside a courtroom? Maybe she was just an older woman, or maybe she simply got swept up in the sheer absurdity of this case, but either way it perfectly captures exactly what everyone in that room was thinking about this guy, and if we're being honest, it makes total sense why his attorney decided to withdraw. I mean, this guy, Mr. McLeod, is just sitting there flipping through his small stack of papers searching for some made-up legal loophole that'll magically get him off the hook. It honestly looks like he truly believes he's about to pull off the legal version of pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Meanwhile, the judge, the prosecutor, and probably everyone else in the courtroom already knows exactly how this is going to end, but Mr. McLeod just keeps pushing forward, acting like he's cracked the code of the legal system, when in reality it seems like he's only digging himself into a deeper hole. You really have to wonder what sovereign citizens actually think is going to happen. Do they seriously believe the judge is suddenly going to stand up and say, you know what, you're right, case dismissed? It honestly feels like watching someone try to win a game they clearly don't understand the rules of, and by the end, the prosecutor's small comment feels like the perfect cherry on top, because if you were in her position you'd probably be thinking the exact same thing. What's even more wild though is just how committed these sovereign citizens are to their nonsense, like Mr. McLeod sitting there shuffling papers and quoting fake laws. It's just incredibly entertaining to watch. I mean, this guy is seriously delusional, but let's go ahead and jump back in.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
One second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record, since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I challenged subject matter jurisdiction, and nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter
jurisdiction doesn't
jurisdiction.
exist under the Constitution.
Your objection is noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
You can clearly see the judge is completely fed up with this guy's nonsense at this point. It's not even savage, it's just pure facts. I mean, you've got this guy scrambling through papers citing made-up laws while the judge calmly puts him in his place in the most professional way possible. You've got to respect it, though he's calling it exactly like it is without even breaking a sweat. Moments like this really remind you why judges are the ultimate authority in the courtroom.
I have to establish that they know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod, stop.
the court can be.
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you, because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you've got a statutory jurisdiction which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
So judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
these
McLeod,
statutes.
I have other matters. Mr. McLeod,
Agency. What's that?
you know, I understand you want to object to things, and you're going to be allowed to object to things, okay?
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today. I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, we could do that. And I can hold you in contempt and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
I don't wish to be held in contempt. I just wish to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
so before I can let you under,
I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me, You're not clarifying enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
You don't comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong and you can appeal.
There's no
to the
such thing as
Court
a
of Appeals.
statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question, or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt, and the court officer will bring you to a jail cell, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So,
Mr. McLeod,
contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what
Fucking job.
This isn't true. You guys are
Follow
following.
unconstitutional
You're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not
Not a
constitutional
good
at all.
thing.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt, he's sentenced to 1 day. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is about
notice.
the Constitution. I did nothing wrong except for question exercise my rights.
This guy is honestly a complete joke. I mean, watching him try to play attorney when he clearly has no clue what he's even doing is extremely embarrassing. Like, I genuinely don't understand why this guy didn't just hire a lawyer. It's not only common sense, it's literally a right. You can even get a free attorney under the 6th Amendment. He has the right to legal counsel, and if he can't afford one, which honestly doesn't seem to be the case, since he's sitting there wearing those nice sunglasses. Instead, he's over here fumbling through papers like you saw and rattling off a bunch of nonsense that holds absolutely no weight in a real courtroom, and you can clearly see the judge trying to give him a chance at the beginning, being patient, speaking slowly and explaining things to him, but even the most patient judge can only tolerate so much before they have to shut it down. And the wildest part for me is just how confident this guy looks while making a total fool of himself. He's sitting there acting like he's about to crack some hidden legal code, but the law is actually very, very clear. All you have to do is answer a real question with a simple yes or no. It's not complicated. This guy is here for assaulting a police officer, which is a very serious charge, and it's often classified as a felony, which I'm guessing applies here considering he's facing 3 years instead of addressing the charge, attempting to negotiate a plea deal, or even presenting a defense. He's just wasting the judge's time and his own time as well, and now he's earned himself an extra day in jail. It's all just pointless. The judge even points out that none of what he's saying applies and that he was willing to note it, but it's almost like McLeod is living in his own little world, convinced he's making progress. But as entertaining as this is to watch, there's also a sad side to it. This guy is clearly not mentally stable. Sovereign citizens often believe they're exempt from laws due to made-up legal theories, but in reality that approach has been rejected by courts for decades. There are cases going all the way back to the 1990s where these exact arguments were thrown out, and judges are legally required to enforce the actual law, not someone's personal interpretation of it. This guy is only digging himself into a deeper hole. A felony assault conviction could mean losing basic rights like voting or even owning a firearm. On top of that, he's potentially looking at prison time. So that's going to wrap up my breakdown here. If you enjoyed this clip, let me know in the comments below and tell me what you think about Mr. McLeod. Do you think he's actually crazy or just putting on an act? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you all so much for watching and take care.